A busy morning.
I've been up since quite early because that was the time she could take me. I really needed the help.
I just, the whole thing just doesn't sound.
Oh, we have a crowded house today. Okay. Well, it's because I had to testify on that bill, that darn bill.
Oh, last week.
It made it. Yeah, we have 3 things that if they come through, and it looks like they might, we'll have changed 3 laws in favor of the judiciary. Someone is named Cat in here. Cat. It kind of felt good to get a workout in, even if it was for my bum knee.
I'll have it for a little bit longer walk.
We are live. Let's see. Yeah. The difficulty is the name thing really slows us down. Most courts have a clerk that's doing this. Like in a separate pre-room. I don't mind doing it. Swain's here, that's good. I don't mind doing it at all. But I just know I feel the pressure that people are waiting, you know. I don't like to do that. Okay, I'm just going to bring everybody in. There's quite a few I can. Oh, there's a whole other layer. Hold on. We always have a higher shoe rate. Patron. Ready? Okay, here we go. Just admit everybody. Let's get going. So if folks will just stay on mute, and good morning, I'm Judge Person, and I'm actually going to make some announcements, and I'll repeat myself for a little bit because a lot are connecting. And if we unmute when it's not our turn, then we get too much feedback. We can't conduct the process. So again, I'm Judge Person. I welcome everybody to the municipal court, and I do thank everybody for being here. There are some folks I need to identify. I'm just not completely sure of who the person is. Just want to verify Natasha Phipps. Are you also known as Natasha ODell? You can thumbs up. Yeah, either way. Great. Okay. I'm just going to change the name on the screen. It'll be temporary so that I don't lose track of you. That one I thought I had for sure. And then I had Amanda, and I want to say that that must be Amanda Teague. And Amanda, if you could unmute, I'm still looking for you on the big screen. Are you Amanda Teague? Thank you. I saw the yes, so I'm good. Just again, don't want to lose track of folks. And I did pay attention as everybody logged in. So I will keep track. It is like court. If you were here at court, it would be, you know, as people arrived, we would, you know, you would be assigned a number. So I just treat it that way because this is court. I still expect folks to behave as if they are in court, but with the acknowledgement of a convenience here. We're not quite letting go of, but we do have live court, but most people would rather have the convenience of home. And I probably favor that. But anyway, without getting off into the weeds on that, I wanted to check a few other folks that I'm not sure. There was a person named, well, I didn't see this one earlier, but Kimberly, if you could unmute and tell her name. Hello, Kimberly.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, what's your full name?
Kimberly Edmonds.
There we go. I did have you.
Okay, thank you.
And you were actually early to log on. Okay, we'll be with you shortly. What folks probably can't see is the whole layout. I can see everybody all at once. I did want to ask Kelsey's phone. It keeps moving. There we go. Chelsea's phone. Could you unmute and sit up, please, and just tell me your name?
I'm Chelsea Vasquez.
What's the last name?
Vasquez.
Okay. We do sit up for court. If you were here, we would make you and we would wake you up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we normally look at yes and not and because they sound the same. Okay. And I can get confused. When a court reporter writes it down, they write it down wrong 90% of the time. Abby, could you unmute and tell me your full name?
Abigail Saldua.
Gotcha. Okay. And let's see. Let me get. And I had a phone caller, phone number. It's a 254 area code and maybe 667. Can you tell me your name?
Natasha ODell.
I've already got you. Is that your phone too?
254-677-0400.
Normally, this is a.
Ma'am, I don't know if you're talking about me or not. I don't know what it's showing up as.
No, I'm not. I have a separate phone. And if that's the case, then someone is logged in on two devices. I'm just going to ignore it for now because normally Zoom doesn't give me the prefix. It gives me the last bit. So I'm going to ignore it for right now. We'll sort it out if it becomes a different person. Okay, the person Kat. I'll try again. Can you unmute and tell me the name of the person who has a case?
Tamiko Thompson.
Okay, Tamiko Thompson.
Yes,
Okay, now I've got you in, and you'll have to think about I'm pulling a file. So I want to pull that file before I talk to you, because then otherwise you're sitting and waiting. And then I had just a pure iPhone, and I just want to ask that person to unmute.
Hello,
Yes, could you give me your name, please?
Enrique Garza Jr.
Gotcha. Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Matson, could we, before I start the pretrial, could I ask you to unmute and give me your full name so that everyone can see who you are?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Matson. I'm the prosecutor for Temple.
So Mr. Matson represents the state of Texas in the cases that are on trial. That means he's not your representative. So if you are meeting with him today, that docket, I'll explain more in a moment, is the pretrial docket. For folks who have pleaded not guilty, we have an option to do an online meeting, which sometimes saves us a lot of time. When you get to court, you're less likely. Hi, who's coughing in the phone? Can you tell me your name?
Jacqueline Crawford.
Thank you so much, Ms. Crawford. Now I've got you down and I'll be with you shortly, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. That was a separate. And so, as I was saying, if you're pleading not guilty, that's a meeting with the prosecutor. And then the next meeting is here in the courtroom. And I will talk about this more in a moment, but I just wanted to let folks know. And so I'm going to actually move Mr. Swain and Mr. Matson over to that breakout meeting because Mr. Swain, I know you've been here and I know that we can just let y'all go and use the time wisely with the court. So Mr. Matson, Mr. Swain, as always, when you're finished consulting, you'll come back over and we'll get a check-in before you leave today. Okay. And so I'm going to just give some announcements. I am the judge of the court. My name is Judge Person. That is really my name. I've had people tell me I wasn't being truthful, but it is my name. So I want to tell you a few things that I think would be important for me if I appeared in a court like this one. And most of us represent ourselves in a court like this one for just a variety of reasons. And none the least of which is that at a Class C level, we're not court-appointed counsel. And I'm not going to give you the law school 101 on why that is, but that is the status of the law at this time. So I do think it's really good for folks who I can't give you legal advice. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you how to do it. What I can tell you, however, is how things move through a court like this one so that you might be a little, aware of where things will go. So what I want to tell you is that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That is what a ticket is. It is an accusation. And when we, quote, give a plea, we're giving our answer to that accusation. And there are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, no contest. Now, the law presumes that we're not guilty. And that only changes if we change it or if it is changed at trial by either a judge or a jury. Okay. Otherwise, that is what we call a presumption. It's a strong presumption. Now, if you plead not guilty, you're just confirming that presumption. And that means that the state is now on notice that you are requesting a trial and asking the case be set for trial. We'll do that here in the court at the next meeting. So if you're on that docket with the prosecutor, right now is a good opportunity to go ahead and find out sort of, if he's willing to plea bargain with you, if you want to do that. No one can make you. It's fine if you don't. If you want to explore that option, you can. You're not required to give a statement to him. You're not required to talk about the facts of the case at all. But procedurally, I'm asking both parties to check in and make sure that when we come to court, we're setting it for trial. And any pretrial matters that we need to hear at that setting are, getting set up to go. I'm using this to utilize time and be efficient. So that's really the main purpose today is any agreements that can be reached, that's great. And if they can't, that's also fine. And we're just going to move in the direction that we should, given the status of that point. So, and then setting up any pretrial matters, discovery, things of that nature on that docket. I noticed that the parties came back from that meeting on the Fabio Silva case. This is a single charge of speeding from April 18th. If I could get a check-in from from both parties and just see where we are.
Judge, Mr. Swain's gonna take an offer back to his client.
Okay, we'll have an opportunity to check in about that on July 12th at 3 if we don't have it resolved already. Okay?
All right.
All
Thank you,
right.
Judge.
We'll see you then, Mr. Swain. Without further request, you're free to go with the thanks of the court.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. So to get back to the general discussion, I just want to let folks know, if you plead guilty, you are admitting that offense. Normally, and I'll talk more about this, you're being sentenced. And that means paying those fines and costs. There are exceptions to how we look at those, and I'll talk about those in a moment. If you plead no contest, it's the same effect. We're moving into sentencing. Payment of fines and costs is presumed by law. And again, there's some things that I'll talk about in just a moment. Prior to sentencing, normally, there are 4 options for having the case dismissed, even where you pleaded guilty or no contest. They are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. Compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. The law must specify that that can happen or it's not in the books. Once a case is filed, these 4 options are the things I have available on a plea of guilty or no contest to do dismissals from the bench. So the law has to say you can do a compliance dismissal. For example, if you're going down the road, you put your blinker on, you go to turn, officer stops you and says you didn't put your indicator on. And you say, but I know I did. And come to find out the bulb's out, okay? So they cite you for bulb out or defective equipment is normally what it's called. Come to court on time, you've gotten it fixed, you prove that to the clerk, you pay a $10 fee and get a dismissal. That's an example of a compliance dismissal. But here's the one I get the most questions about. I'm driving down the road, I get pulled over, the officer says you're not insured, and I say, I thought I was, or yeah, I meant to take care of that, or whatever, I didn't know. And you go in a couple days, you get your, even that day, you get your insurance, you come to the court, it's not a compliance dismissal. That one makes a little bit of sense because if that had been an accident, it wouldn't be covered. So I think that's why the law reflects that truth. Okay. I hope law does that at our level where we're operating here. But anyway, so that's not a compliance dismissal. There may be other options, but that's not the main one. Okay, so that's an example, compliance dismissals. What you can expect from the court is that I will look and see if your plea is not been accepted. I look for any compliance issues. I don't really see a lot of those on the docket. I don't see any, maybe one on the docket today. Okay. But I'll look. You can ask me because you're representing yourself. So you can ask me. Now, prior to proceeding, if your plea has not yet been entered, in other words, if I have not yet accepted it, if you're trying to meet with an attorney, then, you just say, I need time, and I'll look at your options at that point. So just remember that a plea being entered is a waiver of your right to obtain an attorney of your choice. Okay. On the compliance dismissals, you can ask, and I'll let you know what's going on. So, don't be nervous about that, but just know that I'm looking for those too. Okay, second thing, I said there were 4. The second one is if you qualify and you successfully complete a driver safety course for a moving violation, you have to pre-qualify. There's a string of list of things under the statute that have to be the case. And then you have to get it done on time. If you qualify and you successfully complete it, you get it dismissed and you save money. So right now is a really good time to talk about money because Class C courts are fines and costs only courts. Now people can get warrants for failing to come to court. And if that is you, you're here. So I will do my level best to work with you. Okay. If that's not you, it never has to be because you're not sentenced to jail time in Class C courts. You can be committed for those fines and costs if you fail to complete your court order. So you need to think of the thing that we do today as a court order with deadlines. And if they aren't adhered to, they can result in warrants. If you, like I've said, if you've already done that, I'm going to work with you because there's a whole rash of people that didn't show up. Okay. And I can't work with someone who's not here. So I recognize the difference. You're here. But if you're not in that position, I can't highlight it enough. Keep up with things. You have a duty to keep your address current till your case is completed. If there is a court order in place, you have a duty to follow through and honor it. If you don't, the law does what the law does. And you leave me very little choice at that point. We send a lot of notices out. If you don't receive them, you need to check on why that might be the case, because we're supposed to be sending that through the mail. Okay. So just be aware. Now, and if you have questions about that, that's fine. Now, when we go to sentencing, I want to talk to you about court costs and fines. People say costs and fines, costs and fines. Court costs are set by the Texas legislature. They're currently meeting. I don't think costs are going up this time. That's almost unheard of. And that's good news, because when I started working in these kinds of courts 20 years ago, they were $50 and now they're $150 basically. So it's only been like 8 sessions that they've met, and yet it's triple. It's gone up 300%. There's no such percentage, but it's double, it's tripled. So I'm glad it's not going up, but it's still not insubstantial. And I do recognize that. Fines are capped between $200 for traffic offenses, $500 for penal code offenses, up to $2,000 for city ordinance violations. So these are serious matters for you. I do recognize that. One thing I want to talk about is that in sentencing, I look at fines and costs, but I can't adjust the costs. I can adjust the fines based. I do that as a need-based issue. And I also look at that in connection with other options that you may have, such as community service. So I'll look at those things in a sentencing context. In the driver safety course context, the court costs have to get paid because guess what? The legislature set that. So they get their money, right? That goes to Austin. That doesn't stay local. And then the fines stay local. So in the driving safety course option, you just pay the court costs. The fine goes on hold. If you get your course and your record, the proper course and the proper record turned in on time, your case gets dismissed, your fine gets waived. You save money. It is cheaper to do this process and get a dismissal than to pay the whole ticket. The reason for that being is that we statistically have proved that people drive a little bit better after they do that course, and therefore it's incentivized. So you can expect from me that I will look and see, is it a moving violation? Okay, is this person qualified to do a driving safety course? Okay, do they want to do it? Okay, when can they pay their fines and costs, show license and insurance? If you then say, I don't want to do that, that's your business, it's fine. You can pay your ticket, it's not, but I assume people are here because they're interested, because you could always pay your fine at the window. You could always just go pay it. I mean, 98% of the cases. So I assume people are here because they want information, they're invested in their situation, whether it's the money, the record, or both. So I do make assumptions about people like that, okay? Because I'm that way. So I assume we all care on some level about our record and our money. And, you know, that's an issue in the context of guilty or no contest is where I'm talking. Not guilty is a different issue. Okay. And so that's a different set of thoughts that I have there, which is that people have the right to plead not guilty and take their case to trial. Now, in the driving safety course option, if you qualify and you want to do it, we're going to set that up, and I'll be trying to figure out if you can pay your fines and costs today. Those range from $144 to $169, I believe. Depends on the offense. And I'll be talking to you about it. So put that in your thinking cap if that's where your thinking is going, because that's going to be my next question. If I'm not talking to you about it and you wonder why, you can ask me about that, because it's possible that I missed it. And it's your case. You have the right to ask those questions. I can't give legal advice. If you ask something I'm not allowed to answer, I'll just tell you, it's not a big problem. So don't be nervous about asking questions. I promise you, I know people are already going, God, when's she going to stop talking? But the fact is, we do a lot less talking if I do this once than if I do it 24 times. Okay. So I'm just begging your attention for just a few more minutes. So the third option is called a deferred disposition. Deferred means delay, disposition means to make final. So I delay making your case final. And if you do the things that are in your court order, and it'll be written down and you'll have a copy of it, or you should, if you do the things in your court order, you get a dismissal. It's a known outcome. But listen up, here's the trick. The other two, I told you I'd be pushing it, looking for you, not pushing it so much, but looking with because the law there tells me that I'm supposed to. On the deferred, the law says that you're supposed to make that request of the judge. Guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. That's what that would look like. The judge will consider it, is supposed to consider it each and every time she's asked. Okay. However, I'm not supposed to ask for you because I'm not your advocate. Okay. So if you ask, I'll look and see, and I'll say yes or no. In the context of the pretrial docket, if you are trying to, or I've got somebody who keeps unmuting, it's a bit distracting. If you are trying to get a deferral, you can talk to the prosecutor about it. The prosecutor and the defense person might bring an agreement for a deferral to the judge. And most judges, and I'm one of them, will normally say, yeah, that sounds fine. The parties agree. Why should I step in and advocate one side or the other? So there's rare times when I would say no to that. It's pretty unusual. So if y'all come to an agreement, that's Mr. Matson is aware of the things that I will not agree to. And then he has his position as well. And our positions are not the same. Okay. But he does know things that I will just say, no, I'm not going to do that too. So if y'all will just keep that in mind, if that's what you're doing, that I'll have the final say, but it's pretty likely. Okay. Enough said about that. So, and then the fourth thing, remember I said I had four, is teen court. And teen court looks a little like deferred, but the difference is with teen court, what we have is a young person being responsible for their case. And therefore the parent paying the money is not really the purpose. The purpose with teen court, the penalty is a correction. And we want your young person to, if it's driving, we want them to survive driving. If it's a penal code violation, we want their options for employment, for their career, for their future to open back up. So we'll be trying to get you back to that place if we can through the teen court process. And there's normally a quick meeting with the case manager today here at the court. And, we come up with something that addresses what got us here. Because sometimes I'll see a young person stealing and, that's going to be a big deal with regard to their future because employers don't like that. And, we need to look at why was stealing happening. Is it a peer group issue? Is there stress at home? So we won't do a lot of digging into your personal space in this setting. A lot of that's confidential information. So we'll bring you over to talk to a case manager and sign all the paperwork, same instance. So it's just like if you're here, we'll just, set a time for today to do that. As with everyone, regardless of what we're doing next, I need to check in with you and either get a signature to move to the next thing that we're doing. There's some rare exceptions. So keep in mind, I'll be trying to find out if you're going to drive over and sign and get copies, or if we're emailing to you and you're printing and signing and emailing back today. There is convenience to this meeting, but it's still court and we still have to follow up with the proper paperwork. I've had kind of people not understand that lately. I don't know how they missed it because I've been, I think, pretty clear, but I want to be real clear that if we don't hear from you today, you're going to get resummonsed in and you might lose options. We don't want that for you. You're here. So we're trying to work with you the best we can. Okay, enough about that. Mr. Matson, I'm going to start you off and move you forward with Cheryl. I'm going to say this incorrectly. Lobby?
Lobby.
Lobby? Okay. Ms. Lobby, let me move you over to that meeting. It's a possibility that I'll have to move you back over when y'all are coming back this direction. And if so, Mr. Matson will let me know about that, because I'll just have a few parting words before you leave today. And right now you're going to meet with Mr. Matson, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. As with all persons, if I get your pronouns wrong, let me know and I'll honor what I need to there. And I just want to start by asking Matthew Ponce to unmute. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Mr. Ponce?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Do you say it Ponce or Ponce?
Ponce.
Okay, Mr. Ponce. Great. Let me get your file pulled up. And are you still in school or have you graduated?
I'm currently in college right now.
Great. Well, I want to tell you that you are on time. This is a theft under $100. The fines and
ma'am.
costs. The fines and costs are $296. I did receive a plea of guilty from you and a request to pay the balance within 30 days. Before we get into the payment, let me ask you a question. Are you pleading guilty to this offense at this time?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, I will accept your plea. I want to let you know, though, that you qualify for, we have a few things, I'll just tell everybody this now. We have a few things that I call under the category of compliance. And those are prosecutor agreements that I have with this prosecutor for things that we see routinely that I know had he seen it, he would dismiss. Okay. And I don't think it's fair, since most of us represent ourselves in a court like this one, that if you don't know to ask, you might not know about it. So I screen for what are written prosecutor dismissals, and those are treated like compliance dismissals. And Mr. Ponce, you actually qualify for one of those, which is a first offender program we have for theft offenses. This is the first theft charge that we've seen you for. That's as far as we're going to look. I'm not assuming one way or the other, but I'm just telling you, I'm not asking. But what I want to tell you is that if you can get by today and sign up for this program, and it's a little better if you come by, but we could do it by email if that's needed. And you'll sign up for a 30-day extension. And on that extension date, it's actually going to be a little bit longer. It'll be June 27th. You'll have it, and we'll give you course information, and there'll be an 8-hour course in theft intervention. And you can do that course online, but you will pay for it at your own expense. And you get it done and turned in on time. And that case would be dismissed. It would not go on your record as an offense. And you wouldn't pay the $296, but you would pay for the course, which is going to run you under $100 for sure. More like 50 to 70. Okay. Are you interested in this program?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. It's kind of a duh point, but you'd be surprised. So what time can you come over today?
I can come over right after this meeting.
Okay. And so that's just going to be around, I would say like 10:15.
Yes, ma'am.
We will look for you at the window. It will not take you very long once you get here. You'll walk in, any clerk can help you work at the front desk, and just read it through before you leave and make sure that you know what you're being expected to do. And then just take it with you, get it done, and we'll dismiss your charge. You don't have to wait for the 30th day. If you signed up and did this and turned it in next Monday, you'd be done. Just don't miss the deadline, because you'll waive the option. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll just look for you at the window. Plan once you get here to be here about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You are free to go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm moving forward with Yamile Rodriguez. You can tell me the best.
Good morning. Good morning. It's Yamile Rodriguez.
Thank you. Thank you. I've got feedback on you. I'll do my best. I'm just going to speak slowly. And I'm going to wait. Oh, there we go. It clicked. Sometimes it corrects. And it did. Yay. Okay, so you are on time for court. This is a May 2nd stop for no driver's license. If you paid it, the fines and costs are $181. I did receive, for some reason, from you a form, and there is a plea of guilty. And I wanted to ask you if that's your plea at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you are currently getting a license.
Yes, ma'am. I have completed my driver's ed course.
Okay, you can't drive until you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we're here, so I'm just making sure you know. I mean, right, I've got probably 7 people with no driver's license charges. You don't get that unless you're driving, but so I do have a first offender program, and I don't think we've had you here before. And so the way that one works is, how quickly are you getting that license?
I've completed the entire course.
You have your appointment set yet?
Not the appointment set, not yet.
So you don't know when you're going to be able to get in there. What I want to tell you is you don't have to stay local. You can shop that situation.
Okay.
So if you can't get in before your extension date, you need to look and see if you can get in somewhere else. Now, that's not a trick that you're hearing. You're not the only person hearing that trick. So lots of people are in that same situation, and it is summer. All the
Okay.
young people are trying to get their license right now. So I would say to you, I can give you an extension, and if you sign for it, it would be until June 27th. And if you can get your license turned in before or on that day, we could do a dismissal, and you could save the 180. Keep it from being a conviction on you. And that's probably pretty helpful. So I do need your signature today, but I can't urge you enough to get on it and make that appointment ASAP today. And try to find a time somewhere where you can get it done. You got to get a lawful ride to those places, okay? They'll quiz you when you get there. You can't drive over to take the test, okay? You'd be surprised. So what time can you get here today to sign your extension?
I can head over after the meeting.
Okay, between 10 and 10:15?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll look for you then, okay, Ms. Rodriguez?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So that you were talking with Lade. Where are we with this map?
Your Honor, Ms. Lobby and I have agreed to terms of deferral,
Okay,
and those terms will be the 120-day period, a 6-hour driver course by day 60, and payment of the fine. Ms. Lobby has indicated she can make payment in full within 30 days.
okay. Ms. Lobby, what he is telling me that y'all have come to an agreement regarding a deferral, which would keep it off your record. The conditions would be from today until September 21st. The following conditions would apply. We're going to put all this in writing. But I just want to get an oral agreement here going first.
Okay.
That you're paying by June 27th, that you have a regular driver safety course due by July 25th, that you not get any more tickets, citations, or warrants under the law. And if you do those things, then your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so I need to get your signature on the document. Can you come by the court this morning and make a signature?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. What time would be best for you?
Would I be able to come as late as 1 o'clock? And
Yes.
I came earlier, but I would be on my way to work then. I have to be at work at 1:30. That would be convenient for me. I know that's not
No,
your
it would be
prime
fine.
consideration, but that would be helpful for me.
One of the nice things about this platform is that I can adjust that. So you are good, and then we'll see you at 1. And that way we can you'll get a copy of your order.
Okay.
We will give you course information, and we'll give you information if you're going to pay online or by phone. You can always come by and do a check or anything or cash or pay by credit card here, but they'll tell you other ways to make it convenient too. So
Okay,
you get a lot of good information when you come in.
okay.
And we'll see you around 1.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
And-
ma'am.
And so am I done now? Do I
Yes,
drop?
Ms. Lobby, you're free to go.
This is my first Zoom, so I'm not really sure what to do. I'm kind of playing it by ear.
You did super well.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
This has been very informative and I appreciate your patience and your clear explanations.
Oh, good, good. Thank you for that. I'm glad that it's landing properly.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a good day.
You too. Stay well. And moving forward, Mr. Matson, I do have the next person for you is Lauren Howard. And Lauren Howard, if you can unmute and we can make sure your audio is working, that would be great.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. I will move you over to that meeting now.
Thank you.
I too am moving forward. Let me pull that file just so that I had a real quick question. Is anyone here on the MoFlow Company LLC case? I don't see anyone. I just wanted to check in because I got one name and well, you never know. So it's always a little disturbing for me when businesses don't show up. And let's see, I was working. Let's see Rodriguez. And then Amanda Teague, if you can unmute and let me know how you're doing. Let me try to prompt you, that might help. Good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thank you for asking. This is a no insurance charge from April 22nd. And the costs and fines are $281. Let me look. I think I did receive a plea from you, but I'm on of no contest and a request for a payment plan. I think a clerk maybe flagged that because I'm showing that payment would actually be difficult. As such, I could order community service. But before we go there, let's back up just a minute. Is no contest your plea at this time?
Yes.
And what is your request today?
Just to set up a payment plan.
Okay. I do want to just tell you before we do that, I can approve a low payment and maybe do a reduction as well based on income. But because of your debt to ratio and your debts being reasonable debt, I am able, if you wish, to change it to community service. I know that you're working full time and I know that you have children. So I know that's an added challenge. If you have difficulty doing community service due to childcare concerns, you would need to write me a letter and I can also take that into consideration. So I just wanted to check in with you before we did that because your proposal was $100 a month. And I mean, your income might vary and you would know that better than I would. You know, I know that the income information and debt information that I get from folks is just kind of a snapshot and I just treat it that way. And I know you know your business better than I do. So I just need to hear from you. I can lower this to $25 a month and I could probably reduce the fine by half. Or I can order community service and it would be 14 hours and I would give you 60 days. So you tell me what will work the best for you.
$25 a month would be good. I don't want to sign up for community service and not be able to make it because I have to work so much.
Okay. All right. So let me do that reduction. Can you stay on hold for just a moment while I get
Yes,
that done?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to talk to a clerk. Don't be shocked, everyone, if you don't hear me particularly well. That microphone here is very directional. Yes, we are. The clerk is doing all these things I've been talking about. We've been getting it set. I need to give her just a minute. I'm interested in doing a need reduction based on income debt. So that would be taking the fine back to. Ms. T, we're going to get that ready, and I will need your signature on a payment plan today. So my question is, can you come by the court to make signature and get a printout of your payments?
Yes, ma'am. I can come around 2.
Okay, that'll be fine. We're going to reduce that down 181 instead of 281.
Okay.
With $25 a month. And my question is, what's a good day of the month? Like always, every other Friday. We could do like 13/13, or it can be like always on the 31st.
13 is good.
Okay. And when would we start?
Next month is fine.
Every 2 weeks. Give me the date. What day are you paid? Mondays, Fridays?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. Are you paid on tomorrow or next week?
Next week.
Okay, so then we would start on the 14th of June.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We'll have everything at the front desk for you. You can always pay more and get out from under it faster. If you have trouble making payment, you need to come in on or before your due date for your payment and talk to a clerk about options so that you don't go to warrant, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you are good to go. We'll see.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with Howard, and if we could check in, that would be great. Where are we?
Your Honor, Ms. Howard has agreed to accept a reduction in the fine in exchange for a plea of no contest. The fine
Okay.
is currently set at $205, and I will be reducing that to $50, and then the court costs are $19.
19.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're just going to get down to $69. And when is that getting paid?
Your Honor, I can pay that today.
Okay, hold on, give me a moment, and we'll get the reduction done, and then you'll know that you're free to make payment. If you pay before we do it, it's going to start trying to charge you the whole thing. You can make payment online or by phone or by coming by. In a moment, I'm going to ask you what you prefer. So think about it and we'll get that reduction done. I'll circle back around with you in a moment.
Thank you.
Mr. Matson, I will follow that request and then forward. Your next person is Natasha ODell or Phipps. I think there's been a name change of ODell. Ms. ODell or Phipps, if you could unmute so that I can know that your audio is working.
Okay.
Perfect. I'll move you over to that meeting.
Okay.
Thank you. Not a good thing to. Okay, so Alexis Cotton asked me, what do I do? My name wasn't. If I didn't call your name, it's because I'm pretty sure you're here. But I already had you. Not a great option to send me a chat. It's actually, I have to go dig for that and I don't always see it. So I apologize if that was delayed. Give me just a moment. This is on Warren Howard. Yeah, take your time, but it's right here. Okay, so I'm moving forward as well. And if I could get Jacqueline Crawford to unmute the telephone, that would be great.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Ms. Crawford?
I am very well. How about yourself?
I'm well, thank you. The last time we were here, I did a reset. There was just a lot,
ma'am.
something was going on and I can't remember. Let me look at my notes. So I was, let me just get real clear about where we are. I think, I need to ask the clerk a quick question, Ms. Crawford. Can you hang on a moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So everything that was old, all that old stuff that we talked about, Ms. Crawford,
Yes, ma'am.
I cleared all that out. And we're just down to a single case of no driver's license from January 26th of 2023. The fines and costs are $181. And I believe, but I want to confirm that I didn't take a plea yet to that charge. How are you pleading to that charge?
I pled guilty.
Okay. I'll accept your plea. And I didn't have any bills or any. So I just want to ask, are you working at this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And do you have bills?
Yes, ma'am, but I'm not paying any of them. But I have everything you told me to do last time. I got my driver's license back.
Oh, you did? Great.
Yes, ma'am. But I did the road test yesterday, but I have to make another appointment to go take the brown envelope back to the DPS. But I have everything. I took it in this morning and got it all scanned.
Okay. Okay. Let me check one quick thing.
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
want to see something. Prosecutor dismissal. If I could look, who hasn't had a ticket here since 2014? She's on time on this. I actually think she might be eligible. Yeah. You can pass a copy of it to me and I can check. Right, no deal. Ms. Crawford, what I'm doing right now is just seeing if you're eligible for any easy relief. How quickly can you get your license?
I already have it. I did everything. I took
Okay.
the road test, everything. Only thing I did it privately, the road test. So I have to go back and take the brown envelope that you can't open.
Okay.
Do you know about that? I have to go back and take it back, but I have to make another appointment to do that. But I did everything.
Okay, but what I'm asking is, do you have a physical license that you can bring to the court today?
I have the permit that they gave me and showing that everything is passed, that I passed everything.
Okay. Can you bring your permit up here? I can do a dismissal.
Yes, ma'am. I'm outside. Yes, ma'am. I gave her everything this morning, and I'm coming right back in right now.
You gave it to the clerk already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hang on a moment. Let me look for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Last name is Crawford. Okay, Ms. Crawford, I can sign a dismissal and I'm about to do that. That's a prosecutor dismissal that you qualify for. And my question is, do you want me to mail this to you or do you want to come by and get it?
I'm in your lobby right now.
Okay, well, it'll be a few minutes because we have to spin it through our system.
Okay.
They're
I mean, I can
sending-
come back and pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah, perfect. Then you're not waiting.
Okay.
Okay. Just swing by tomorrow, okay?
Yes, ma'am. So you have everything you need from me.
Yes, ma'am, I sure do.
Thanks, God.
Thank you, ma'am.
But I just have to make an appointment to get that, to turn in the brown envelope.
Right,
I
you
can't
still
just walk
need,
in and turn it in.
right, you still need to follow up with DPS. But with the court,
Yes, ma'am.
with the court, you're done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I'll come by tomorrow and pick up the paper.
Perfect.
Or later on this afternoon, if I
That'll
can
work.
get back over here.
Okay, that'll work. After 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. So I can hang up now?
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Alexis Cotton. Oh, okay. Before I talk to Alexis Cotton, Miss Howard, we have your reduction done. And so are you going to go online and do payment? Or are you going to come by the court or call in?
I can do either. I can go online now, or I can come by the court at 11:30, whichever works best, and handle it in person.
So it's really up to you. If you want to bring cash, there are no fees.
Okay.
If you go online to do payment, there's like your credit card company is going to charge you a fee. Well, they may not, but that payment system is an outside vendor and they're allowed to charge. So if you're not interested in that fee, then come by.
Okay, I can do that.
If you come by with a card, it's the same thing. So just recognize the card is has a fee charge. It's a percentage, and I frankly don't know what it is. The cash is always cash and checks too.
Okay, I can come by and do cash.
Okay, we'll look for you this afternoon.
All right.
Thank you. Before we close the business.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to go.
Okay.
Alexis Cotton, I'm sorry, hang one more moment. I've got Mr. Matson and his docket takes a little longer than mine, even though it's shorter because it's just more involved. So Natasha ODell is moving back over. Okay. With the Odell/Phipps case, where are we?
Your Honor, Ms. Odell has agreed to a plea agreement. I will be dismissing the red light citation in exchange for a plea of no contest on the driving while license invalid citation.
Okay, I'll follow that and sign that dismissal. However, Ms. Odell, on your payment application, you just wrote that you could pay $500 a month and gave me no income information and no bills and no contact information. It's basically you didn't fill it out. So what I can do here is you can pay today. You're muted.
Yes, ma'am. I can go ahead and pay that today.
Okay. What time will you be by? Or are you going?
I have to wait till my husband gets home. He's got the credit card.
Okay. What time will you be by?
Is 5:30 okay?
No, we're closed. You need to do it today. So you can go online and make a credit card payment. It's going to be the same.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go online and make that payment, ma'am.
Okay. Go to the city's website to do that. And
The city website, Temple?
Right. Go to the municipal courts tab on the city website and there'll be a link to make payment.
Okay.
If you have any difficulty, you can call it.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize about filling out that paperwork. I had no employment at that time, so a lot of my information was up in the air.
Right. But I'm not going to argue the point with you. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Matson, I'm moving you forward. I've got a couple of folks coming in kind of late, so I will happen. Okay, Mr. Matson, moving you forward. Your next person is Kimberly Edmonds. Kimberly Edmonds, can you unmute so we know your audio is working?
Good morning.
Morning. How are you this morning?
Perfect, thank you.
And I'm asking you to start video. Could you do so? Great. I will move you over to that meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I also am moving forward with Alexis Cotton finally. And if you could, thanks for your patience. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. And who? Do you have a parent with you? Do you have a parent with you?
I do.
Who's your parent?
Hello.
Who's your parent?
My mom.
Ma'am, could you tell me your
I'm
name?
Jenna
Ma'am,
Cotton.
could you tell me your name? There's a delay because of the type of connection that you have. Because of the type of connection that you have. You could say the name.
Jenna Cotton.
Okay. This is a failing to control speed, and it has fines and costs. The request I received was a request for court and also a plea and also of no contest. Do you understand the pleading? You understand the pleading options? Not guilty and no, not guilty and no.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your plea at this time? And what is your plea at this time?
No contest. Sorry.
Okay, but I do want to make sure. That means that you're not admitting. It or letting yourself move forward with sentencing.
Guilty, I guess.
No, I'm not asking that. I'm not asking that. Is when you said no contest, do you understand what it means?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That we're going to move forward with. Sentence.
Yes.
Okay. Now, more than okay with T court, but there's two problems. Having a really difficult time. Everything I say I'm hearing twice. And the other is that I don't have proof that you're enrolled in school, and I do need that. So the solution would be for you to come in and bring that proof of enrollment in school. And maybe if you're ready to pay the $20 teen court fee, that would be good. And then a case manager would sit down with you and we can figure out the best sentence for this case.
Can you repeat the first part for me, please?
I can repeat the whole thing. I need proof of enrollment in school. Can you do that today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you pay the $20 fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
When can you be here to talk to a case manager about your sentence?
When you get out of school. When I got out of school this afternoon.
What time is that?
Around 4, if that's okay.
We won't have anyone there. School will take a note. Give me 1 second. Okay. I need y'all to come on over.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you be here at 10:30?
I do.
I'm sorry. Today is her last day of school with final exams. I mean, if we need to get there at 10:45, we can. I just didn't know for sure.
Can y'all come in tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then I would say, let's just have you do this tomorrow because final exams, I don't want to get in the way of final exams.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
What time tomorrow? What
We
time?
can be there in the morning.
Okay. How about 9 o'clock? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will see you, or you'll see the JCM, juvenile case manager, at 9 o'clock tomorrow. The $20 and the enrollment in school you can do then as well. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Making some notes. You head on back to school. We'll see you in the morning. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. If you need an excuse, they tell them you'll bring it tomorrow. You can get it tomorrow.
Okay.
For today and tomorrow.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, moving forward. Crystal Carpenter, can you unmute? Are you here? Let me help you.
Did I get it?
You did. I can hear you. How are you today?
I'm okay. I'm doing pretty well.
Just a moment. I've got some files that say that isn't. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So we have an expired license charge. The fines and costs are $288. It's currently as a KPS, which is a type of warrant. We've tried a payment plan. We've tried community service. Those are the only two options I have besides jail time. And I'm not getting anywhere with the case with you.
When I came in, I've had a lot of difficulties, and so when I came in this last time, I missed my letter. I live in a house that is shared, and I didn't get my letter. And I know that's not a very good excuse. I should know, but I missed my court date just by a couple of days. And so I came in, and I'm asking for another 30 days to make the payment, or community service, which I can get done in the next 2 days. I'm doing a lot better. I'm sorry.
Do you have our list of providers?
I don't, but I have done some several years ago, and I liked there's a food pantry right. It's the Church of Christ food pantry there at the highway and Airport Road. Sometimes I have difficulty getting out around in public. I have a lot of anxiety and junk like that. And some days I'm really great. Some days I completely shut down and I have to wait it out. But actually I've been healing. I've had a fall and kind of been having to stay at home for a while. But as soon as I found out about that letter, I came in and I don't want to go to jail. I've had a little bit of experience with having to stay a night, and that's I don't believe that's for me. I just seem to take a long time to get things done. So
okay, let me talk for just a moment, okay?
Yes.
Well, I don't have a problem with letting you do community service again. The only thing is with the provider, it's not one that's on my list, which I can work with you on that. But we have a pre-approval process for things that aren't on the list, because I've had too many people turn things in that don't check out. So then they're mad at me. They have to start over. So for that provider, what I'm going to need for you to do is to, I need to get this information to you that you can print and take to them and have them fill it out so that they're on board, you're on board, and you get it back to us within the first 2 weeks of a 30-day extension. And then you've got that 30 days to turn it in.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the thing is, I mean, you need to, we try to move on that quickly once we receive the information. But I require that you do that within the first 2 weeks because otherwise you've got to use my list.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
I've got to call it a day somewhere. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll give you a 30-day extension. Sorry, I'll give you 30 days for community service. I'll give you another chance to do that. But here's the deal. If you don't get it done on time, it's like the payment plan. There's a date.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the thing where you're like, I missed the letter was mailed out to you like several weeks after you missed the date. But the date was there. You knew the date. So I get the problem with mail, but like just you need to get the issue with the dates.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm recognizing that you've got a thing going on that's maybe a little bit bigger than all of this. But it also sounds like you know what to do for yourself. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna assume that adulting piece and give you 30 days. Can I email this information to you? Can you print it so you can take it over to them? We can print it here for you, but you're telling me you have a hard time getting out. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What is.
It would be easier to have you guys print it and I can have my son take me to pick it up.
Okay.
I don't have any way to print from home.
What time can you be here today?
I don't know what time it is right now.
It's 10:15. How about lunch?
I know he's working today. I could probably come about 2:30.
Okay. How about by then? See if he could bring you at lunchtime.
Okay.
I'll put 2:30 on here.
Okay.
Okay. And that's going to be 14 hours due June 27th.
Okay.
And that's a little more than 30 days. And then we'll, on the forms that you pick up today, you just flip over and it tells you exactly what to do for get that pre-approval process.
Okay.
And you might go straight from that meeting today to them, get it filled out, and then bring it right back so that we can just say yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And then there'll also be a list of other places just in case. Okay. Good.
Okay. All right. Any questions, Ms.
No,
Sorry,
I
Ms.
will get in there today and get the paperwork.
Thank you, Ms. Carpenter. I apologize. I didn't have your last name written. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with, I believe, Kimberly Edmonds. Yes. And I'm trying to move her over. Is she here?
She is, Your Honor.
Yes. Very good. Okay. Ms. Edmonds, Mr. Matson, where are we with regard to this one?
We're going to continue to final pretrial, Your Honor, but I anticipate that there is a strong possibility this case will be resolved prior to then.
Okay. So Ms. Edmonds, final pretrial is scheduled for July 12th at 1 o'clock. And I will plan to see you then unless I've removed the case from the docket. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're good to hang up.
Thank you.
Mr. Matson, I'm moving you forward with Cody Mikes. Cody Mikes, can you unmute and get on screen?
Yes, ma'am. Do you hear me?
Yes, there you are. Great. Perfect. I will move you over to that meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Awful. And I also am moving along. Let's see. Let me see where I am. Yeah, Tamika Thompson, if you could unmute and tell me how you're doing this morning, that would be great.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm doing good.
Good. And your dad?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Great. Good morning. Welcome to welcome to the Temple Municipal Court. I know that no one wants to be here, but nevertheless, we can still all be respectful and relaxed. Okay. So this is a failing to yield the right of way turning left at an intersection, an accident, and it has fines and costs of 269, and this is accused for April. And I did receive a proof of enrollment in school. I received a plea of no contest, and you have great grades, and you would like to maybe do a driving safety course, which is probably part of what teen court's going to look like. So I agree with you. But before we get that far, Ms. Thompson, I want to ask, is your plea no contest at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then I have proof of enrollment, so we're good to go there. And your dad, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me your name, please.
Joshua, Joshuah. Thomas Thompson.
A lot of S's.
I didn't pick
And
it.
I'm at this point in my career where everyone looks too young to be parents. The young lady earlier, I almost thought that was her sister. Till I got a better look at her. So, but that's why I'm asking, just confirm that your dad. So thank you. And then Ms. Thompson, I'll accept your plea of no contest. Teen court, I think, is a really good option for your situation. With teen court, there's a $20 cash fee. Can that fee get paid today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then there's going to be a driving safety course that you'll do. And then in lieu of a driving, yes. And then in lieu, sorry.
We're on a, don't know how long that takes, but she goes to Spain a week from Saturday for an summer exchange program. And she won't be back till the 12th of August. So I just she'll be out of country for an exchange program for the summer.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but we got this case, and teen court only gives me 60 days. So
okay.
You're a good student. You can do this online. The minimum I have is 8 hours though. And
that's
let me double check that statement. If I could look at the yes. Okay, I can do 6 hours.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
And then there's a paper you're going to write. It's short and sweet and to the point. 3 pages will give you the topic and the restrictions when you get here today to sign up. And you get those 2 things done. You could get them done tomorrow and turn it in Friday and it's over. I dismiss it. Okay. But I will give you 30 days. Obviously, you want to get it done sooner because you don't want to get to Spain and think you're going to do it. You're not. You're going to get there and you'll be having a really good time. And so good for you. Okay. That'll be a good experience. So what time can y'all come by today?
As soon as possible, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll say by 11.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll be there.
We'll have everything at the front desk. Just plan for about 15 minutes. Dad, you're coming with her because I need she's under 7.
You broke up, Your Honor.
You'll need to come with her because she's under 17. You'll have to sign. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll see you then. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Have a blessed day.
Y'all too. And moving forward, Nilka Brown, can you unmute? I'm going to move forward and circle back around. I will ask Lindsay Jackson, go ahead and unmute. Are you this morning?
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
Yes, sir. How are you this morning?
Really good. How are you?
Doing well. Just pulling your file. So this is one where it's a no driver's license charge. I got a request for a payment plan and a plea of guilty on an offense of no driver's license charge alleged for April 11th. Before I can accept your plea, but before I do that, you do qualify for, I think, for a prosecutor dismissal. I need to double check that statement. Before I do that, in order to qualify for that option, I need a driver's license. And have you provided one to a clerk?
No, I have not, Your Honor.
Could you do that today?
No, I can't not, Your Honor.
Okay, how soon could you do it?
I won't be able to do it soon, Your Honor. The case is that my driver's license is suspended from in state of Texas, and I have to pay a fine out here where I'm at now in College Station. I'm paying a fine for speeding tickets now, and my license was revoked. So I have to pay off my fines, and then I'll be able to go back to court and apply for my driver's license.
Okay, have you talked with the judge out there about whether you qualified to do community?
No, I have not. That information haven't been shared with me.
Well, sometimes you might have to push to get that information shared, but I know the judges out there are very fair, so that they understand the process of what to do. So they have a process, and if you haven't engaged them in that process, you might want to. The word you use is indigent. Just say, I think I might. And I talked with the judge, and they're probably going to respond process.
Okay.
Is that the only thing causing an issue?
No, Baton Rouge is the same thing. I had a car that I had from out there, and I thought that me and my spouse were both making payments on it, and we thought we were finished. But they claimed that we weren't finished with the payments, and they had came and got the car when we stopped making the payments. And I had got charged in Louisiana for license plates for 2 cars, and I'm in the process of paying those as well. Those was over $1,000.
I don't know anything about the state of Louisiana.
Yeah,
but I will tell you that their traffic law situation seems to be in dire need of reform.
Yes.
I've talked to lots of people. With the hurricane several years back, we had a lot of folks come to the region, and I was just taken aback by some of the things, if they're true. I mean, I don't want to slight Louisiana, but it was pretty consistent, and it made me deeply concerned about what was going on over there. But it's not my billywag. I don't get to do anything about it. But I am empathetic for it. I believe you. Okay. Well, there's a couple of things. If you want, what I don't know. This is the thing I do not know, and that's why I give you that caveat. I do not know whether the state of Louisiana and the state of Texas have a reciprocal agreement on the license suspension issue. You might know that. If they do, then you got to get that resolved before you get a Texas license.
You're right.
If they don't, I'm sorry.
I can check on that. That wasn't informed of me either.
You're right. If they don't, and you can get this situation resolved, Mr. Broom, I'm just gonna, I don't know if that's your eyebrow or what's going on, but you've been eating and drinking, and okay, it's your ear. All right. I understand. I'm going to take you off screen until it's your turn, but you'll still be able to hear me, and I'll get back to you. It's just a bit distracting. And you were quite late to court, so I'll sort that out with you, but I need to work with Mr. Jackson first and several other people that have been waiting. So Mr. Jackson, what I can do is maybe give you an extension of 30 days, and maybe you can figure out what's going on with College Station. And then you can figure out if there's a connect between Texas and Louisiana, if Texas is going to give you your license back before that clears or not.
Yes.
And you can come back in. I mean, I can go ahead and move forward if you prefer today. I don't have an opinion about it. It's your case. But if you want some time to sort these issues out, I can give you till June 27th. Count you on time if you're back in on time, because if you're on time and you get a license, then you might qualify for a prosecutor dismissal.
Yes.
If you're on time and you can't get that license, we could do a deferred by your request. I would grant it and give you a larger time to get the license back. The state of Texas, when they receive notice of your deferred, they will look at your license status. And if your license was invalid at the time that you were, in other words, suspended at the time that you're cited for this citation.
Yes, ma'am.
you know, they will use that against you if it's suspended at the time that we begin a sentencing process. So why don't I just, you know, give you an extension?
Well, may I ask how much is the citation?
It's 181.
Well, I can pay that. I can pay it in payments within 3 months.
If you would prefer to do that, I can do that with you. I just want to make you aware that it could cause your suspension to become more complicated.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know all the ins and outs of how. Again, it's a different court that does that in Texas.
Yes.
I hear about it. I know it's something to be have your awareness about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can order community service because you're legally indigent, or I can order payments.
Payments.
Okay. And just a real quick question with community service. Is there any reason if I were going to order it, would it be unable to be performed due to a disability?
Well, it's just the distance, I guess. Me
Oh
driving.
no, you could do it there. It would be 10 hours and it would be due in 60 days. And then I have a pre-approval process for any nonprofit in Texas. It has to be a nonprofit.
Okay.
And there's some restrictions, like you can't be supervised by someone that you're related to. You can't get paid, you know, while you're doing it. But as long as you stay within the restrictions and get the place over there pre-approved,
Yes,
I can
ma'am.
allow any nonprofit to be where you do your work.
Yes, ma'am. I would appreciate that, but I would prefer the payments.
Oh, I see. Okay, I can do that too. Okay, so if I break it into 3 months, there's a $15 fee that gets added by state law. I can't waive it.
Yes, ma'am.
And it would be $66 a month.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to do that, or do you want to drop
Yes,
it
ma'am.
to the 50? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, $66 a month. And when could you make your first payment?
I can make my first payment, let's say the 1st.
Okay, I think that is let me go. That's a Saturday. How about Friday? You open on June. I'm sorry, I looked at July. June 1st, June 1st works. Yeah, June 1st.
June
is
1st works.
okay. And we're going to need a signature on a payment plan. Can I email that to you and have you print it and sign it and email it back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll send that to you this morning. Okay.
I thank you so much.
Yes, Mr. Jackson. Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to also have the clerk email to you information on how to get your license back.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
That's sometimes if you walk yourself through the packet, which is stuff I just printed off the internet, it's not, I didn't create it. Sometimes people tell me that they walk themselves through that process. They learn some things that they did not know.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
they find out how to get an occupation license.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So I'll send that as well. Okay.
I appreciate your assistance today, Judge.
Yes, Mr. Jackson. Thanks for your patience. You take care.
Have a wonderful day.
You, sir. Stay blessed.
You too.
Okay. Moving forward. Caleb Green, can you get on screen?
He's in the restroom right now. He's been in the
I
restroom since we started.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. There you are. I don't know why. I've seen you all morning. Okay. Let's give him a minute. Let me get his file pulled.
It's going to be more than a minute. He's been in there ever since you started. So
I'm sorry.
He has a mental condition. So
okay.
But he's here.
All right. I'll tell your dad, I assume. Yeah. Are you dad or guardian, but dad? Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Say it again.
Yes. What is your name?
David.
Who?
David Green.
David Green. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so your dad, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And is Caleb enrolled in school?
Yes, yes, ma'am, he is.
Where does he attend?
Currently, he's going to Wheatley.
Okay, so he's TISD.
Yes.
Okay. We certainly will have options available, but do you feel like he understands? I mean, you've mentioned it, so I want to ask. Do you feel like he understands what's happening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's a tobacco by minor charge.
Right.
And I know y'all got the forms to me. Thank you so much for getting that over. Did you feel like, were you able to go over these forms with him?
Yes, ma'am. We went over them.
Okay, I'm going to hit the highlights with him when he gets back. But I just want to get your input
Okay.
as well. And the other thing, sorry, I'm just looking through my file too to make sure everything's in order. Okay, I'm going to put y'all on hold for a moment, and I'm going to take the prosecutor and check back in with you, Mr. Green, okay?
Okay.
Be right back. Okay, Mr. Matson and Mr. Mikes, we are on the subject of unreasonable noise. The fines and costs, if they were paid, are $271. We are scheduled for a final pretrial on July 12th at 2:00. Where are we on this matter?
Your Honor, we'll continue to the final pretrial setting, but I anticipate that the case will be resolved before then.
Okay, there was an informal note on the form that I assumed was a request for discovery. And so I'm not sure I don't have a problem if the case gets resolved, but I think I'm going to go ahead and schedule discovery for that date. Because he did ask that I subpoena the officer stamper T55 and video. And I'm not sure if that was a request for trial or for discovery, which is obtaining things that the prosecutor has available to prepare for trial. Mr. Mikes, what's the request?
Yes, ma'am. I requested it just so if we went to the final trial that the officer would be there with his video of, I guess just as a recording of what was said and everything.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then what I will do is allow that to be a topic we talk about if we come in on the pretrial. If
Yes,
the
ma'am.
case gets resolved before that, it's going to get rid of that request. But
Yes,
I will
ma'am.
not. I won't pony up on that just yet, but you're not waiving it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You will waive it if you come to an agreement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So I'm just making a note. No problem. And unless I remove the case from the docket, I'll expect to see everybody here for final pretrial on July 12th at 2:00.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. You're good to
Thank
go
you.
for now, Mr. Mikes.
Yes, ma'am. So I can leave.
Yes, sir. You may.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You have a good day.
Yes, sir. And so, Mr. Matson, I am now moving you forward with Kiera Moody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kiera Moody. How are you today?
Blessed and highly flavored. How are you?
Very well, thanks. I'm going to move
great.
you on over. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, and so let me get that. Need to call a little bit and see if I'm missing people. If I don't call your name, don't worry. It means I know you're here. These are people that I think might be missing. Anyone representing MoFlow Company LLC, Dora Yarbrough or Yabaro. I don't see where this is set for final approval because it's maybe. So it probably is. Keith Maraw. Keith Maraw, do you happen to be here and I missed you? It's always the code cases. Frustrated. Not always, but a lot of times. Okay. I would, if we don't receive the community service on this guy, I would set the show pause and just move forward. Chidi OG. Okay. And then I'm also looking for Mercedes Guerra. These are pre-trial no-shows, regular no-shows. Mariah Quaylar. In her case, I think she wants community service, but she's not in the group. Okay. I'll take a few more of these out first. Sorry, what's happened to Caleb? Here he is. Caleb Green, let's unmute. And Dad, you're there. Yes. Okay. Okay, Mr. Green? Caleb? Can you hear me? Is your dad there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're charged with tobacco possession by a minor, which in this case is alleged to be nicotine by way of a vape. And the fines and costs are $181. State law requires also that I order a tobacco awareness class, whether we do a conviction or not, even if we did a deferral or teen court. But what I want to ask you is, there were some forms that you went over with Dad that told you that, you know, you have the right not to make a statement, that if you are being interrogated or questioned by peace officers or attorneys representing the state, you have the right to end that questioning at any time and ask that a parent be present. Did you understand that? Yes? Can't take a nod. Okay, thank you. And then you have a duty to keep your address current until your case is completed. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you also, thank you, Dad. And then you also have the opportunity when you turn 21 in this case, if you want to remove this from your record. I'm sorry, you could do that, but you also can do it upon completion of any court order, such as teen court. You could apply and have it removed from your record. Although there's mostly shielding of your record at this point in your life. So most things are not really record for most purposes. So teen court is an option, and I did receive a plea of guilty from you. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I can do teen court with proof of school enrollment, and there's a $20 fee. And then there would be a tobacco awareness class that you can take online. And then you would save the $181, though you would pay for the class. It's going to run you about $50 to $70. And it's cheaper than the ticket, and it gets the case off your record and keeps you from having any kind of suspension on your ability to obtain your license. So do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you pay the $20 fee today and bring your school ID?
Yeah.
Okay, then your class won't be due until June 27th, and we'll give you your class information when you get here today. Dad, when can you bring him here? Sorry. Dad, what time can you bring him here today?
I can bring him after this is over.
Perfect.
If that's because I'm off today.
Okay.
And so I got plenty of time to do whatever needs to be done.
Okay, we'll see you here about 11:15ish, and bring him with his ID and the $20 fee, and they'll have all the paperwork at the front desk for you.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Any
Thank
questions right now?
None.
Thank you. You're good to go.
All right.
See you soon. Thank you. Mr. Matson and Kiara Moody, where are we with regard to the 2 accusations for April 5th?
Your Honor, we're going to continue to final pretrial.
Okay.
Ms. Moody has an offer that she's going to consider, and there's a strong possibility that we will resolve the cases either before the final pretrial setting or on that date.
Okay. Just a note for both of you. I don't have financial affidavit on file yet. We did mail it on May 1st. Any plea bargain that doesn't include immediate payment will need to have that document associated.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Moody is going to be filling that out as soon as she's able to.
That's fine. Just know that, you know, if we're avoiding court with an agreement, I'll need that. I'll need all the papers.
Yes, ma'am. I understand
Okay.
fully.
No problem. And otherwise, we'd all come in on the 12th of July at 1.
I got you.
Okay. We'll see everyone here unless I remove it from the docket before that date. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
Am I allowed to subpoena for cam footage?
Anyone can subpoena, but not to a pretrial. You could ask for discovery on the pretrial.
Okay.
And at trial, you can ask for subpoenas to be issued, just like anybody can.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And I also appreciate you for trying to say my name correctly, but you said it right the first 2 times. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
All right.
Mhm. You have a great.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, moving you forward, getting close to the end, but you still have Abigail Saldua. And Ms. Saldua. Oh, there you are. Sorry, I know you lost connection and you came back in. So it put you back to Abby. There we go. So can you unmute? And so I know that your audio is working.
Good.
And I'll move you over to that meeting.
Okay.
And then I am also moving forward. Alan McReady, can you get on screen? You're not driving, are you?
No, ma'am, I'm not driving.
Okay. How are you this morning?
Little tired, but I'm here and in good spirits.
This is a stop sign allegation, and it's from September 8th, 2022. The fines and costs are $434. The case has gone to warrant due to non-appearance. I did receive a plea of no contest and a request for community service, which you do qualify for. I did want to ask first, before we get there though, I need to ask you, is no contest?
No contest is fine, but I wanted to change the community service because I'm a caregiver for both of my parents, and I just wouldn't want to miss any community service dates. So I do have.
Let me just tell you, I don't mind, and I'm open to the change problem, but I guess what I wanted to let you know, first of all, because I think it's good to have all the information. So first of all, 434 turns into 22 hours of community service. We would start with a 60-day due date. Then I give you a list of providers it's over here, but you don't have to come over here. I think you've heard me tell people they can do it in their community as long as they get it pre-approved. And the way that works is you find a place, get it set up, get them to fill out the form with you so that I know that everybody's on the same page. And then you do it at your own time frame. It's as long as it gets done in that 60 days. So you're not going to miss community service times. And I know that, probably you've seen things like this. It happens that some places go like, this is when we do it. You've got to be here at this time. But I'm just kind of into the adulting part where people can manage. And also I can't manage to set up community service in every community in the state of Texas. I don't have that kind of time. So, and I get people who drive through here from everywhere. So if you want to do payments, that's okay. If you're assuring me that you can make payments, I can set payments of $25 a month. If you want an option to do community service and try to do that first.
I would like to do the payments. Is there any possibility of coming down on that $434?
Yes, I want to tell you that a lot of the fees I can't change. I can look at the fine only. Can work on the fine. So the fine can drop to $75 from.
You're cutting in and out.
Yeah, it's because I'm talking to a clerk. I can drop the fine to $75, and that's going to adjust everything because I think you went to collections. So hold on a moment. Let me see what the total will be.
Thank you, ma'am.
Stay tuned. Stay right there.
I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Matson, I know we're talking to Abigail Saldua, and I'm just moving her back over. Okay. With regard to Ms. Saldua's case, the speeding accusation from April 6th, where are we, Mr. Matson?
Your Honor, Ms. Saldua and I have agreed to terms of deferral.
Okay.
Those terms would be the 120-day period with a 6-hour course by day 60. And she said she can pay the fine within 30 days.
Okay, I will approve. And Ms. Saldua, the way this will work is that from today until September 21st, you'll be on a deferred disposition. During that time, following conditions apply, that you pay your bond on time, which is due by June 27th, that you turn in your course, which is due, and we'll give you course by July 25th, and that you not receive any more citations, warrants, or failures to appear. That's your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then my next question is, can I email this agreement to you and have you print it, sign it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So that'll take place sometime later this morning, probably. And if you don't receive it, you can call and check, but we'll email it to you and just print it, sign it, and email it back. And I will ratify it with my signature.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're good to go.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. And Mr. Matson, let me just check. I think I've got Enrique Garza Jr. Mr. Enrique Garza Jr., can you unmute and get on screen, please?
Yes.
Great. I'm going to move you over to the meeting with Mr. Matson. It's moving, and I will continue talking to Mr. McReady. I think we might be working on that total. Sorry. 309 is the total. Okay. I've dropped you from 434 down to 309. Mr. McReady, and there'll be a $15 fee that gets added for paying more than 30 days, which is fine. I can't change it. But I do need your signature in order to give the payment plan. So either you can come by today, or I can email it and have you sign it, and I can't hear you, sign it and fax it back to me, which is going to work best.
I can come right after this, ma'am.
Okay, we'll look for you around noon then.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know where you are, but
thank you very much.
I'll recall your warrant after you get here. You will not be arrested for coming in.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
good to go.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome. And this goes with him. I forgot on that woman. I'm not sure which one, but she had a warrant, and I don't. It's implied that we would recall it, but I didn't know. I forgot to stamp her. Okay, I am moving forward though with ready is good. Chelsea Vasquez, can you unmute and tell me how you're doing?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine.
That's good.
So there's a no driver's license charge, and I need a parent on the screen.
Hi,
What's your name?
Delma Aguilar?
Delma
Yes, ma'am.
Aguilar?
Yes, ma'am.
2 L's or 1?
What's it? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Aguilar, 2 L's or 1?
It's 1.
Okay. And you're the guardian or mom to Chelsea?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is it?
Guardian.
Okay. And this is a no driver's license charge. Fines and costs are $181. The accusation date is March 12th. We had previously met. And she told me at that time that she had transferred out of school and was trying to re-enroll online.
Yes.
I reset to get her enrolled and to provide proof to the court. And she said that she was getting a hardship license, and I rescheduled for today. Are you enrolled in school now, Chelsea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you provide that proof today?
Yes, I had already when I had went to go make a payment, I had showed them my ID and all that stuff for my schooling, and they had made a copy. No, is it a copy? Yeah, they had made a copy of it, and they said they were supposed to show it to you. I don't know if they did or not.
Well, I can look in the file and see if we.
Okay. And for my driver's license, can I get it to June 6th? No, not June 16th, because my birthday is on June 17th. And for my driver's license, I gotta be 16. So can you make it to June 25th, and I will be having my driver's license by then?
As part of teen court, I could, but I don't have a, whereas other people have been able to get it. You've missed court date a while back. So I don't have a regular dismissal.
Okay.
I can do teen court with you. What is your plea to this charge? How are you pleading to the no driver's license charge?
Oh, I'm guilty. I admit I'm guilty.
Okay. So with teen court, there's a $20 fee.
Okay.
And we'd have you get the driver's license. And then in your case, because you can get that by June 17th. So I would need it by June 27th.
Okay, that'll be fine, because I was thinking of June 25th, so you really made it even
Pay
better.
the $20 fee today.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I could do that.
Okay, and I'm just looking. And then there's a, okay. It's in the file. Okay. What school are you going to?
Temple High School.
What grade are you considered to be in?
I'm a 10th grader.
I'll take that. Okay, I see it now. I think the reason that they weren't sure is because it doesn't say the school that you go to, but I'm going to take your word for it because I see your graduation year here.
Yes.
And it connects to what you're telling me. So I think, and also I see your grandmother's name here too. So I think we're good to go on that. I feel confident in it, but they needed me to review it. And then, so the $20 fee today, you need to come in and bring that in. You're going to sign a document saying you're agreeing to provide your license by June 27th. And then there is a single essay. I'm not going to send you to another class because you've just taken all the classes, right? So making you redo one of those classes is a waste of your money. And the essay is free. And that's going to be due on June 27th as well. And we'll give you the topic and the guidelines when you get here today. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Grandmother, Ms. Aguilar, what time can you bring her?
Right after this.
Okay.
After you're done.
Okay, by noon. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see y'all at the window then. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all are
You
good
have
to
a good
go.
day.
Y'all can head on over when you get ready.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. DeJuan McIntyre, can you unmute and tell me how you're doing?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. Let's see. There is a no insurance charge. And let me look at your plea first. Let's see, we've already entered, okay, you've already been found guilty a while back. There's a balance, and then I've got a note that there's some jail time that I need to look at. Give me just a moment to pull that up, okay?
Okay.
If I can count it, I will.
Well, I don't know if you'll be able to, but I was trying to get that taken care of. I had got bonded out, and I wasn't able to do the community service due to me trying to get that taken care of. So I was just trying to see if I can just have one more chance to get that done now that I have that situated and taken care of, and I don't have to go back to court for that until July.
I don't have a problem with community service, but let me look and see if I can count the jail time first.
No.
Because that would be easiest. Already looked at it. Okay, I'm not. Oh, I see it way down here. We're wrapping up. Mr. Matson. Is the party, is anyone? Okay, she's I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just getting my system to pull that document. It takes.
Yes, ma'am.
When do you know when you were sorry?
I don't know the exact date. I have a copy. Give me just a second. I could look and see.
No, don't, because you'll start walking around and it'll compromise our connection, I'm afraid. I think it's in here, but I'm not really, when they sent this over to me, it was a request for more time to do community service.
Yes, ma'am, because due to me being incarcerated.
Yeah. So it might be, just give me a minute. Now I've got it pulled up. Hold on. Okay, March 17th. I can count it. I can waive, I can give you jail credit. And then you're done.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll take care of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. That'll take about a day to clear, and then you're done.
Okay. Thank you. So then I can just go ahead and start get an SR-22 and try to get my license back, or how do I go?
I don't know what's going on with your license.
Suspended, I guess, due to the no insurance charge or whatever. And then I had to get an SR-22.
So you're going to want to get with the DPS department about that. If you want to swing by the court and ask for license information, how to get your license, I can put a packet at the front and it'll walk you through how to get your license back.
Well, I had it, and then I have my license, and then with it catching this charge, I had to get, I think, a SR-22 or something like that, or they were going to suspend my license, I think, until August.
Yeah. Well, this will help you if you want, and you can look it all up and see what you need to do. I can't tell you. 'Cause
Okay.
I am not DPS, so I can't tell you what DPS wants.
Okay, so I just got to get in touch with DPS.
Yeah, but you can, if you want information for how to look for that, you can swing by and we can give you that.
Okay.
Okay, but
Yes.
as far as I'm concerned, you're done.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mr. Broom, can you unmute and get on screen? Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Judge Person. Good morning.
I apologize for being late, Your Honor.
I understand. It might have been technological. I don't know. Sometimes people have trouble with the technology. This is driving with an invalid license.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
the fines and costs are $281. This is for an accusation date of April 12th, 2023. And I did receive a plea of guilty from you and a request for deferral, which I'm open to the thought of doing, but I need more information. But I want to confirm first, is that your plea and your request at this time?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it is.
The note here that you gave me says that you think you can get your license back within 90 days.
Yes, ma'am.
I have found that it is helpful for people to go ahead and get their license before we start a deferral. I don't know that I can extend you 90 days, but I could extend you to July 25th. We can check in on like this again and see where we are.
Okay.
You want to do that and maybe.
Yeah, that would be fine, Your Honor, because I want to get my license back. I was working on it already. You know, I need my license. I need to be legal. I'm trying to make everything in my life the right way, to do it the right way. So
You
I
know
don't have
what you
any
need?
problem.
Do you know what you need to do to get a license or an occupational license?
Yes, ma'am. I've got to send the DP. I've got to call the DPS. They're going to give me a number, and then I'm going to call that number. They're going to give me a code, verification code. I'll call that number in, and I'll have a debit card ready, a prepaid credit card, and I'll pay the $100 reinstatement fee, and they'll reinstate me right there before I get off the phone, and then I can go and take my test at the local DPS office.
Okay, it sounds like you're on top of it. So I need your signature on this extension, Mr. Broom.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if I email it to you, can you print it, sign it, and email it back, or do you need to have someone bring you by the court?
I can swing by there sometime tomorrow, Your Honor, if that's all right.
Is there any way that you could do it today?
Yes, ma'am. I can walk over there. I'm on 25th Street, so I'm not too far.
No, you're not far at all. Can we do that before 4?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can do that.
Okay, we'll have it ready for you at the window. It won't take long. And we'll give you some DL info while you're here, just in case you need it to help you find out what to do.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll have everything at the window for you. Okay, Mr.
Thank
Broom?
you.
And when we get back on in July, I'll look at your deferral then because I'm hoping you'll have a license.
Yeah, I should have it. I'm working hard on getting it out. That's a main goal of mine right now. To get my
Sounds
license
like
back.
you're working on it. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Broom.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate your time.
Okay, we'll see you at the window by 4. Okay.
All right. Have a blessed day.
And you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, hi. You have to give me a moment as I
Yes,
have.
ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Matson, Mr. Garcia, things, and I'm not sure how many y'all were addressing. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask that we look at them all.
Okay.
Where are we, Mr. Matson? Let me start with Mr.
Your Honor, we're just gonna go ahead and continue all 6 charges to final pretrial.
Okay, all cases moving to pretrial. And that's going to be for July 12th at 3:00. And you'll need to be in the courtroom so that you don't have more.
That's fine.
Warrant fees get added.
It's not gonna be on Zoom, is it?
No, that's why I said you'll need to be in the courtroom. Okay.
Even better.
It's in the
Thank you,
courtroom.
miss.
You're welcome.
What time? What time is this?
It's on your paperwork, but 3:00 on July 12th.
Okay, thank you.
Already on your paperwork. We already put it in writing.
Yes, ma'am. Well, have a good day.
You too. Matson, I'm ending the meeting. I know you're heading this.
I am, Your Honor. I'll see you in a sec.
Everyone's here and I
All right.
too need a break. So I'm going to decompress and try to help Erin get what she needs.
Understood.
I've been throwing stuff at her all morning. Thank you.